my friends, my name is Justine, I'm the Mermaid seamstress, and today we're going to talk about mermaid hair care. So it is summer, which means that the pools hopefully are almost open, or your home pools are almost open, or the beaches are going to be almost open. Anyway, it's summer, the weather is starting to get warmer, which means it is time to swim, which means your hair is going to get incredibly damaged from spending so much time in the pool, in the ocean, and outside. So let's try and mitigate that, because I know that you guys have spent all winter curating these beautiful mermaid locks. You've been doing your hair treatments, you've been growing it out. For me, I just cut it all off. I did get a quarantine cut. My mom did it and she did a wonderful job. I absolutely love it. But I would like to keep it protected for the summer, because I don't have much of it. It's very short right now. So I've been a competitive swimmer for 18 years almost, and I have learned so many different things about caring for my hair during the swim season and during the summer season in particular, that I would like to share with you guys today. Well, my first tip for you is probably the easiest of this whole video, and that's simply to get your hair absolutely soaking wet with fresh, clean water before you get in the pool. So that kind of might sound a little odd. You might think, well, I'm getting it wet anyway once I get in the pool. Why do I have to wet it before I get in the pool? Your hair kind of acts like a sponge. When you get in the water, particularly when the sun has been heating it and it's hot out and it's drying in the sun and you're getting back in the water, it's going to absorb a lot of water, and it's going to take that in very, very deep into the hair follicle. And if you're jumping in dry, your hair is either absorbing all of that water with the chlorine molecules, or if you're jumping into the ocean, it's absorbing a lot of salt and it's holding on to all of that salt. By rinsing your hair beforehand in fresh water, by getting it absolutely soaked, what you're doing is you're saturating the follicles, you're saturating that sponge, so that any kind of chlorine that your hair gets exposed to is just going to sit on top of the hair follicle. It's not going to penetrate as much as it would be if you were jumping in dry. This makes it a whole lot easier when you get out to just rinse it all off. Your next tip, which is to cover your hair, both when you are just lounging around by the pool deck. Wearing a hat not only protects your skin, but it protects your hair from the sun. Sun is a very good thing in moderation. However, it can be very aggressive and drying to your hair. So wearing that hat, covering it up, wearing a scarf or a veil, it might look a little silly, but believe me, it will do wonders in protecting your hair. In the water, I know not a lot of mermaids have the luxury of wearing swim caps. A lot of us want to have our hair out and free flowing in the water, whether we are performing gigs or just practicing. But I highly encourage you, if you're just training, if you have the opportunity to cover your hair, doing so will again prevent it from absorbing those harmful chemicals. Now, when I was little, I fussed with swim caps all the time. I tried latex ones, I tried silicone ones. They would pull my hair and I would get so frustrated with them. And eventually I found Spandex swim caps. And again, all of these products that I'm mentioning, I will link some version of in the description box below. And oh my goodness, that helped so much. Spandex swim caps, basically it's the same material that your swimsuit is made of, that your mermaid tails are made of. It is so comfortable, it does not pull your hair. I have heard people wearing them as like a wig cap under wigs. Wigs are another great way to protect your real hair. If you wear a swim cap or a wig while you were doing gigs and you have your natural hair up and protected under those wigs and under those swim caps, it will thank you for the end of the summer. Sometimes it's a lot easier to go through wigs than it is to fix your damaged hair. If you do not have the luxury to cover your hair and protect it that way, another thing you can do is to do protective hairstyles. So this is tip number 3, which is if you're swimming, if you're training, if you want to keep your hair, your natural hair, but you don't really need to have it down and flowing, you can protect it by putting it in a bun or a braid, something that reduces the surface area of your hair, of the hair that's exposed, so that less chlorine gets into your hair. And things like buns and braids are perfect for that because they keep your hair nice and tight and together. Now, I understand a lot of mermaids like to have their hair free flowing, but I'm just saying, this is for things like training. This is for things like whenever you're not being a mermaid at the pool. This is going to do just that tiny bit more to protect your hair when you can. If you're looking for some really pretty mermaid hairstyles, my friend Widget the Mermaid actually has a couple of tutorials up on her channel, and I will link those in the description box below. So now moving on to some of the more aftercare and kind of post-swim treatments for your hair. Tip number 4 is to make sure that you wash your hair as soon as you can getting out of the water. It's going to save you from so much damage later on, and it's also going to make it so much easier to get the chlorine or the salt or the yucky pond smell out of your hair as soon as possible and as easily as possible. If you can, and if you're a pool swimmer like I was, I actually got special swimmer's shampoo, which is meant to help break down and wash out the chlorine from your hair. And I would highly recommend, if you are swimming every single day for very long periods of time, I highly recommend doing that, because again, that chlorine can be so damaging to your hair. Oh my goodness. I can't tell you the number of times when I've reached the end of the summer and literally my hair was like straw from like here down, and I would have to get it all cut off before the end of the school year. Otherwise I would go to school and it would just get so tangled and so knotty and so ratty, and I hated brushing it out, and it was a whole thing. Going into number 5, we're talking about conditioning. One of the leading causes of damaged hair in the summer is because it gets so dry. The chemicals dry it out, the salt dries it out, the sun dries it out, you're hot and you're sweating and you might think, oh, I don't need to condition it because it's getting so greasy. Condition your hair. Conditioning is so good for preventing hair damage due to dryness. Condition the ends, do conditioning treatments, daily conditioning. Every time you wash your hair, you should be conditioning your hair. I do conditioning treatments once a week, and I do them at night. Usually I do a coconut oil treatment, so I will literally take coconut oil and I will massage it through my hair. I will wrap my hair in a recycled plastic bag or in a cloth, and I will let it sit for a couple of hours. If I'm feeling brave, I do it overnight, but I always make sure to put a towel on my pillow so I don't get oil all over my bed. I do that at night so that it's not exposed to sun. And then in the morning or right before I go to bed, I will wash it all out, so that, and it leaves my hair so nice and soft and hydrated. It is great. There are plenty of DIY conditioning hair masks out there. I'm sure you can find some. So tip number 6 is another one of those once a week type deals, and that is clarifying treatments. Clarifying treatments are not something to be used necessarily every single day. As I said, they're more of a once a week thing, but they are so helpful in getting any extra buildup, whether it be buildup of oils, whether it be buildup of product, whether it be buildup of chlorine, whatever it is that is still stuck in your hair at the end of the week that your regular shampoo wasn't able to get out. A clarifying treatment is the best option. So I know of a few. Diva Curl Buildup Buster is one that I use a lot. Again, it's not a sponsored product. It's just one that I love because I have curly hair. I use it once a week instead of my regular shampoo, and it does a great job. You can just feel the difference in your hair. It's not sticky anymore. It's not like gummy. It's literally just makes your hair feel so light and fluffy. And for me, it gives me anti-gravity hair. Like literally my hair stands straight up. But that's because it's short. Another thing I have heard of people doing is, and which is a more natural route, is apple cider vinegar. This is supposed to be great for making your hair soft and smooth because it alters the pH of your hair, but it also, I've heard, does a really good job getting rid of that kind of sticky feeling. Courtney, the Vancouver Mermaid, has a great hair care video, which I will also link in the description below. It is a few years old now, but she goes through how she does a apple cider vinegar rinse on her hair and what that does in terms of helping her hair out. She has beautiful long mermaid hair, so definitely goals right there. You should go and check it out. Speaking of Courtney Mermaid, this video is brought to you in part by shopvancouvermermaid.com. If you are looking to get your summer wardrobe looking so mermaid, check out her online store, shopvancouvermermaid.com, to get amazing scale tops, leggings, dresses, and more. She even has ebooks now on how to make your own printed mermaid tail and fins. So you can click the link down in the description box below and enter discount code Mermaid Seamstress at checkout for 10% off any non-custom items. This video is also brought to you in part by my supporters on Patreon. If you are looking to support me even more than you already do, you can head on over to patreon.com/themermaidseamstress, and for as little as $1 a month, you can get access to exclusive behind-the-scenes footage. Tip number 7 is to avoid heat styling your hair during the summer. So I know that this is a pretty universally known fact that heat styling your hair with a hair dryer or a flat iron or a curling iron over time will damage your hair, and that on top of the drying and the heat that your hair is already exposed to during the summer, like sun, like humidity, like all of those things, it's just going to add to the damage of your hair. So maybe making sure to limit your use of styling products is going to help your hair survive the summer a little bit less damaged than before. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys found this video helpful, and I hope that it keeps your hair a little less damaged this summer. And I hope for all the mermaids out there that the pools open soon and that you are able to find somewhere to swim this summer despite all of this quarantining. If you guys like this video, remember to click the thumbs up button down below, give it a like, subscribe for more mermaid tips, tricks, tutorials, and swimming videos on my channel coming soon. My friend's pool is opening next week and I am so excited. If you're looking for any of the products or things that I mentioned in this video, I did my best to link them all in the description box below. If you know any mermaids who love to give their hair a little TLC, go ahead and share this video with them. I would greatly appreciate it, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye, fish friends.